Christy Hall, and this is going to be the first of the videos I'm trying with you guys. Today's video is going to be about yoga poses we can do using a chair. We can do these seated. Before we get going, I want you to collect these things. A chair that you can sit in, preferably without arms. And then the other things I'm asking you to get is a towel. It could be a beach towel, it could be a bath towel. And then something that will serve as a strap. If you have a yoga strap, great. But there's things you can find around the house. A measuring tape, a belt. I even have been realizing that an extension cord would work. It would be nice if it's a little bit longer than 3 feet. And I'm going to get rid of this brown one because it doesn't fit very well. Okay. If you have a yoga blanket, go ahead and get that too, or if you have a yoga strap. Okay. I recommend you pause the video for a moment while you go and get your stuff and a spot where you can both see the video and do your work. Okay. So our first pose is going to be a seated Tadasana. You're going to take a look at your feet. Make sure the center lines of the feet are parallel to each other, the centers of the thighs parallel to each other, and then I'm going to refer repeatedly to this action, about an inch below the corner of your shoulder, to take the skin back. It's not a dramatic movement, but it will lift the front chest, lengthen the neck, and give you a sense of ease of having the head over the shoulders. So this is our seated Tadasana mountain pose. I'm going to do some arm work. Okay? I'm going to first interlace your fingers in front of you, hold the elbows in tight, and bring the arms up. If you can bring the arms up high with the elbows straight, then stop midway. Hold the elbows in strongly, lift through the side chest, lift up through the arms, and bring the arms down. Let's talk a bit about how to change the interlace. I'll do this quite often. My left finger is on top, and I'm going to put my right finger on top, and then the next one, and so on down until I've changed the order of all the fingers. Squeeze the elbows tight, bring the arms up again. Breathe in and out through your nose. More important than getting the arms up is to keep the elbows straight and to get a sense of lift on the sides of your rib cage. And then you'll bring the arms down and all the way down. Take a moment in your seated Tadasana. Keep pressing evenly through the 4 corners of your feet. And it's a relaxation on the inner thighs to help that stay. I'm going to do a second. This is called Urdhva Badanguliasana, upward bound fingers pose. This is a second form of that same pose. So I've interlaced my fingers, I turn the palms, and pull the elbows in tight. This one is more challenging, and if it just doesn't work for you, feel free to go back to the first one with the palms toward your face. And you'll bring the arms up. Once again, keeping those elbows in tight. Get the lift from the side of your waist, the side of your rib cage. It feels as though the armpit skin is rising as you come up. You bring the arms down, turn the palms. Here's that change of the interlace again. My left finger on top, I move my right index finger on top, and so on until I've changed the interlace. I turn the palms, I pull the elbows in tight, and lift. Lift the side chest, lift the upper arm bones, pull the elbows in tight, spread the palms, and come down. Now, when we first do this, I'm going to go back to that first interlace. Eventually, it will come easier. Okay. This first interlace, when I turn the palms, our thumbs tend to come forward. So instead, point the thumb tips at each other. Pull the elbows in tight, and bring the arms up. And lift in through the sideways, side ribs, strong in through the elbows. But now you're opening the palms, spreading the palms toward the ceiling. Bring your arms down. Change that interlace. Turn the palms. And if the thumbs can't touch, they should at least point at each other. Pull the elbows in tight. Lift the side chest and come up. Breathing in and out through your nose. And down. So this is where we can do some work with one of these straps. Hello, I have a little dog joining me here. Okay. Then, you're going to take Oh, I'm going to use the belt. You're going to take the belt and you're going to bring it behind you. I'm scooting forward a little bit on my chair and I'm holding the strap behind me. Let me show again a little bit more clearly. I have the palm open, the fingers open, and the thumb and the strap, the thumb and the index finger would hold the strap. I'm going to turn sideways for a moment so you can see a bit on the angle. Okay? Then, pull on the strap, take the skin 1 inch down from the corner of the shoulder and roll it back. Pull strongly on the strap without gripping so hard with the hands. So that's one. Then it's a little bit more challenging, but I'm turning my hands around. So now the palms are back and the thumbs are toward my hips. Okay? And I keep still the strap back a bit, and then I lift the front armpit muscles, pull the outer skin of the upper arm back, and let that come straight over the shoulders. Okay? The neck should feel neutral. Pull in tightly through the elbows like you did when you brought the arms up. Keep turning the outer corner of the upper arm back. Keep your tongue soft in the throat. Breathe in and out through the nose. Both ways, in and out through the nose. Okay. Then, we're going to work a bit on a pose called cow face pose. And cow face pose is usually done seated on the floor with a very complex interlacing of the legs. We're going to do a bit of that interlace here, seated in the chair. I'm going to ask you to cross your ankles. Okay? Whichever one is in front, doesn't matter. Okay? Then we're going to do the arms. First, just the top arm. You're going to swing that right arm up and touch back. You'll bring that left hand to the front of the arm and turn it in toward your nose. And then lift up. More through the armpit, then pulling the elbow back. Pull the whole arm up and out. Then you bring the left arm over and up. Bring that right hand in, turn the tricep muscle, and that's the muscle that goes from your elbow to the outer armpit. Turn it in and lift the armpit, lift the arm bone. You might even feel like you're pulling the arm forward a bit, and then possibly back. And you'll come out. We're going to turn. I'm going to turn just for a moment to show you. You're going to bring it'll be your left hand first. Your left hand will be behind you. It'll be just above the buttock. And if your shoulders feel tight, you can always take it lower till it's touching the chair seat. Now, the bottom arm. Take your left shoulder back, take your left hand back, bring the left hand to the top buttock. To be clear, the back of your hand should be toward the skin of the buttock. And then there's that turn of the outer upper arm skin back. Lift up, permit the head to be over your shoulders, soften your jaw, soften your tongue. Then, second side, take the right arm back. Back of the hand to the buttocks. And then again, it's the skin just below the arm that turns back. Lift up tall. Permit that to be directly over the shoulders. Don't force it anywhere. Only notice if you're forcing it forward and undo it a bit. And then we'll have both hands forward. So, I didn't cross my legs, so we're going to cross the legs for the full pose. Whichever cross you did before, change the cross. Okay? And then we'll do the arms. Bring the right arm up, touch back. First, let the left arm help you, turning that arm in, getting that lift on the right side chest, right rib cage. Bring the left hand back. Keep the left hand low. Turn the skin of the outer left shoulder back and get taller. And keep relaxing the tongue and your face. We'll come on out. Let's change the cross. Bring left arm up. Take the right arm in and turn. Lift that armpit skin, the side chest, and that front arm muscle. Turn it toward your face and lift up. If you're tight in the shoulders, it's okay to bring it forward more than up. You'll bring that right hand down, put the right hand at the back of the hip, turn the corner of the right shoulder back. Soft breathing. And out. Okay. And Now let's just back to that first cross and one more of these. Gomukhasana means cow face. Go is cow, mukha means face. Bring the right arm up. Bring the right arm up. Keep turning it in toward your nose. Bring the left hand back. Take the left shoulder back. Stay even. That right arm will try to come out. Mine just did. Bring it back in again. And come on up. Left arm up and back. And here's again that turn of the skin in. The right hand comes back behind you. Keep turning that left arm in, lift up. Press the right hand against your hips. Take that right shoulder back. Breathe. I forgot to change my legs. I'll change them now. And out we go. Okay. These create a lot of space in the side ribs. They mobilize the rib cage on the front and back. And they help lighten the load of the collarbones against your top chest, which is where we need to keep the breath moving into to stay healthy. Okay. Now, then there are some poses we can do. I'm going to put this to the side. I've got a TV tray. You could do any of this stuff next to a chair, next to a table. Okay. Just watch this time, because once you start moving into the pose, you won't be able to see your screen anymore. So just watch. You first start sitting, centers of the feet parallel, center lines of the thighs parallel. You lift up, and you're going to turn toward the chair back. You'll take your left hand and you'll use it to lift that right armpit muscle and shrug the right shoulder back. Then this first time I want you to take that left hand back to its own thigh, left hand. Then you're going to turn. And you keep lifting taller as you turn. You're pushing a bit with the right hand. The right hand, and I'll show you as well on the other side, can go front. It can go wherever is comfortable for your shoulder to give you the leverage to help you turn. And then you'll turn and look over your right shoulder. Let me show you the other side before you start, just so you can see it from both angles. That left hand, it can go what works for your shoulder. You know, if it's too high up here, then bring it lower. And whatever gives you a sense of that there's no compression or ache in the shoulder. And I'm going to go here today. And at first I'm turning with both hands. I take that right hand and there's that shrug of the left shoulder back. And I put my right hand back down on the thigh and I turn. And then I turn and look over the left shoulder. Okay. So now let's do this together. When you sit, you're halfway on the front and back of your chair seat. Look at your feet, make the center lines parallel. That's between the second and third toe and the center heel. Make the centers of the thighs parallel. Lift up tall, turn toward the back of your chair. Again, right hand goes wherever is comfortable for you. The left hand, take it and roll that right armpit muscle up. Take the right shoulder back, turn your look over your back shoulder. Release the left hand back down to your left thigh. Keep pressing evenly to the four corners of the feet. Get taller as you twist and turn. And you'll turn forward and go to the other side. Take the center lines of the feet, make them parallel. Take the centers of the thighs, make them parallel. Sit tall. Grab for a moment with both hands the back of that chair and lift up tall. Bring the right hand to your left armpit and turn that left corner shoulder back. Okay? Keep making these left-right mistakes. It happens a lot because twists help us make more connections between the left and right brain. So it's common to get confused with lefts and rights when we're doing these poses. Don't worry about it. Okay? So that was one version of, it's called chair, obviously Bharadvajasana. And there's not a good English word for that because it's named for a guy named Bharadvaja. And he was a pretty cool guy. He was somebody who came to enjoy sharing what he had learned. And that was his special gift. So, this second Bharadvajasana pose we're going to do with both hands on the chair back. So we're going to lift up tall after making the legs parallel and turn. Now, go ahead and you can do this with me. You've turned toward the right side of the chair, both hands on the side of the chair. Push into the chair a bit, lift your chest, pull down a bit with the arms, and turn more. In your mind, shrug that right shoulder back, Turn your head, look over the right shoulder. And release. We'll go to the first side, second side. Feet parallel, thighs parallel. And again, both hands on the back of the chair as you turn to your left. Squeeze in a little bit, pull down, get taller, shrug that left shoulder back, turn your head, look over the left shoulder as you can. Don't force the neck turned at any point, and keep your eyes soft. Don't let the eyes crank around. Eyes stay soft, and you turn the neck gently. And we release. And a couple more things we can do with the chair. This next pose is a preparation for another twist. Take your feet wide, a little bit wider than the chair legs, and then just wait for a moment and watch. You're going to take the chest forward. Bring the hands down, maybe to the shins. Maybe you can keep coming down. Maybe you can even take the hands even farther back. If you can reach your hands farther back, then it's fine to let the head come down. Okay. So first, hands on the thighs a bit. Lift the chest, fold forward. As the chest comes forward, move your low abdomen back so you stay well seated on the chair, and you bring the hands down. Wherever is comfortable, don't force yourself over. And then maybe, perhaps, take the hands back, maybe release the back of the neck. Breathe. That's a preparation for the next pose. It's another chair twist. Now you can bring your feet quite close together. Take a look, maybe 1 or 2 inches apart. Centers of the feet parallel, thighs parallel. You'll lift your chest. Now don't go yet. You're going to watch first. You're going to fold forward. You're going to turn to your right. Take your left arm across the body to the outside of the opposite knee. The other hand goes on its hip. You roll that right chest up and turn your chest. Turn your head as is comfortable. Don't force the neck turn. If you can, you press that elbow to the knee, knee to the elbow, and slide the arm down. Okay? I can't do that very much, but many of you could. Now with me. Feet and thighs parallel. Lift the chest. Fold forward. It helps to take the abdomen back. When you take the left arm across, maybe you can't get down so far. Maybe it's your wrist, maybe it's your elbow. Either is fine. Go to where you can go. Put the right hand on your right hip and start rolling your chest toward the ceiling. Your right chest goes up and the right armpit turns, the front chest turns, but keep pushing your left elbow to your right knee to perhaps turn your chest more. Second side, fold forward. Keep low as you turn. Get as low on that right arm against the left knee as you possibly can. Left hand goes to your left hip. And then begin turning. Roll that left chest up. Slide perhaps that right arm down. You can push that right arm against the knee to the arm, and it turns you from the low back, through the waist, through the ribs. As you turn, maybe turn your head and look up toward the ceiling with no force on the neck. The left armpit rolls a bit toward your ear, and then the whole left chest turns more toward the ceiling. And we'll come up. So that's called Pashasana. It's named for when you have a bundle of wood and you wrap a rope around it. That cord around the bundle of wood is a Pasha. Okay? And then our last 2 poses. This is where you'll need your table, or in my case, a TV tray. I'm just turning sideways so you can see. Make sure I got you all in place here. You'll need your blanket or towel at this point. Put all of my strap substitutes off to the side. Now first we're going to find out how this is going to work for us. Just watch for a moment. You'll place your hands on the table or your TV tray. Careful with TV trays because they can be wobbly. Okay? You slide the hands forward. The knees go, again, about as wide as they were in Malasana, garland pose. I need a little more space. And I take my abdomen back, I stretch out to the side ribs. Please don't do yet, just keep watching. I press the hands and I make those elbows very strong and straight. Okay. Now, so test that out so you'll begin to know what you might need for this next part, because this pose is so much nicer if you'll do it with some head support. I'm going to have to bring this a little bit closer in again. As you come forward, if this is too low, you could make it, fold it up more. That's a little tough, or you put a book or something underneath it. So now when you slide the hands forward, adjust until just your forehead is supported on that towel. I got my palms pressing down. I pull my elbows in tight. When I press my hands down, it creates an opening on my front chest and my side chest. And breathe in and out through the nose. But especially while I breathe, I want you to feel your back ribs. Let them move. And as you breathe, permit the side ribs to move. Keep the tongue soft in the throat. Let the eyes feel soft, even though probably your eyes are closed. Imagine that keep the eyelids soft, let the eyes themselves feel like they're pulling gently away from the floor. And breathe. All of the poses we've been doing here are about mobilizing the breath. And not so much to mobilize the breath, but to mobilize the container of the breath, which includes your abdomen and your side ribs, front ribs, back ribs. And we're moving everything from the bottom ribs all the way up to the top ribs, which are right underneath your collarbones. That can also be done, if you're really tired, you can do it with the elbows bent. But one of the things about these poses is they're meant to boost your immune system and bring you a sense of calm and relief. And if you can find a way to keep the space across your front chest, across your collarbones while doing these poses, and say maybe they bend the elbows in that one, then you would do that, because that ease is what helps reduce our stress and eases our breath and eases our nervous system. And the last one we'll do, so if you've been in my class, we end the class with a pose called Shavasana, corpse pose, which is traditionally done lying down. But Shavasana is a mental pose, and it's something you can do in a lot of different places. This one, you can leave the feet the way they were before if that was comfortable for you. You can also cross the ankles again, something that gives you a little bit more, so you can relax the legs more. I'm bringing my table closer to me. You would bring yourself closer to the table if necessary. And when you come into this, you're going to stack, and don't go yet, just watch. You're going to stack your forearms on top of each other and rest your forehead. Keep both hands passive, and I'm going to adjust a bit until I can get the surface of my forehead on the surface of my wrist rather than the edges of the wrist. The other thing I'm feeling right now is this feels too low to me. So I've got a yoga blanket. I'm going to put that underneath that towel. There shouldn't be any sense of forcing yourself down. It's better to be almost a little bit too high. Okay? So start sorting yourself out, and if you need to, you could pause the video right now and do a little test drive and see how it goes until you can feel that you're upright. Get your blanket on there, get your stacking there, sit forward. Whoever feels comfortable in the chair feels supported, because this is where we're going to try to not do any work while we're here. Then you place that a forearm on the left and then the other forearm on top. Adjust the hands so that they can relax. When you place your forehead onto your forearm, adjust a bit. Be sure that you're on that flat, smooth part. I just gripped my inner thighs a little bit. I'm going to relax them some. And then when I'm here, soften your jaw. Let the muscles in front of your ears relax. Let the tongue relax in the mouth. So the muscles in front of your ears are where your jaw attaches to your head. And if you let those muscles relax, it sends the beginning of a relaxation response to your brain and to your nervous system. Also at the top of the neck, the base of the skull, there are little muscles, little triangular shaped muscles. Don't worry if you don't really know where they are, but in your mind, at the top of the neck where it meets the skull, get soft. It feels a bit to me like the back of my head is moving away from my neck. Let the eyes soften. Eyelids should feel soft. The top eyelid gently moves toward the cheeks. And as you relax the eyes, it's as though they slightly draw inward, relaxing the muscles behind your eyes. And that may be something you don't know how to do. Just think about letting your eyes feel soft. Let the muscles in front of your ears feel soft. You can even relax all the muscles around your ears. Keep letting the tongue stay soft. The tongue is a muscle that extends all the way to the base of your throat. So envision that relaxation going to the base of your throat. Feel your breath. We've mobilized the muscles of the ribs, the neck, the upper arms, and the abdomen. Now, let them just relax and move with the breath. It is in fact the movement of the ribs, the movement of the abdomen that create the space for our breath. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Check with those muscles at the top of the neck. Keep relaxing your eyes, let them feel soft. Feel the movement of the breath in and out. Feels a lot like a wave to me. And if you'll let the body move, give it permission to move, the abdomen soft, connections between the ribs soft. There's your breath. You might feel where the breath touches. In this pose, it's not too hard to feel that it touches into your back chest. If you have your lift at a good height, you can feel the space in the front of your chest too. You can maybe feel also the space on your side ribs. This is where our ribs are most mobile. The most capacity for air movement is permitting the space on the side ribs. Breathing in and out through the nose. Keeping a kind of soft internal gaze. Keep the tongue soft in the throat. Relax the muscles around the ears. When you get ready to come out, you're going to lift your head and face. Don't do it yet, but keep your eyes closed. So go ahead and now lift your head, lift your chest, keeping the eyes closed at first. Take a couple breaths. And then slowly open your eyes. Let your eyes stay soft, unfocused. Don't look at anything too quickly. Thank you very much. I hope I get to see you all soon.